The original BMW 1 Series was unique among hatchbacks. Even the most boring version stuck to BMW's rear-wheel drive recipe, making it one of the most entertaining runabouts out there. The trouble is, that seemed wasted on most people who bought one. And so, for this all-new one, BMW has made a few changes.
This is the top-of-the-line version of BMW's brand new 1 Series, the M135i. And on paper at least, it seems a little bit of a setback for BMW's hot hatch series. It replaced a car that came out way back in 2004 and a car that sold over 2 million units worldwide. But the standard procedure for any new car is that it's incrementally better than the car that's before it. But with this, it's not quite the case.
Car companies spend many years and millions of pounds making sure that their new models are better than the ones that they're replacing. And so, with the last one being such a smash hit, you might expect this one to go triple platinum. But
it's no faster than its predecessor. It's actually less powerful. It's gone from a 6-cylinder engine to a 4-cylinder engine. And probably the most controversial of all, the 1 Series is no longer rear-wheel drive. Now that does kind of bring it into line with pretty much every other hot hatch on the market, but it also goes against one of the key principles of BMW that they just held for so many decades. BMW have always prided themselves on making the ultimate driving machine, and as a result, all their cars have always been rear-wheel drive. But most of this new generation will be front-wheel drive, something absolutely unthinkable from BMW just a few years ago. Now this is the top model, the M135i, actually hasn't got front-wheel drive. This has got what BMW call xDrive, which to you and I means all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive.
And while that does mean you get crazy amounts of grip in weather like this, it also feels totally different to the outgoing M140i, which did a little bit of a back-end twerk if you got carried away with the throttle. And that's not all it's lost.
It's certainly nowhere near as shouty as some of its hot hatch rivals. You don't get those pops and crackles. The engine's actually a bit duller than I would expect, and perhaps that I'd want as well. Even in sport mode, kick it down a little bit, go through the gears, and you're not getting that noise that we're very familiar with, that artificial noise that a lot of people don't like, that I'm actually quite a fan of.
And if all that wasn't controversial enough, well, just look at it. The BMW design department has come under fire of late, but you know what? I think this is quite a good-looking car, especially that aggressive taillight and neatly curved bumper. As for that front end, well, that depends on how you feel about BMW's ever-expanding kidney-shaped grille. And that smiley face under the front bumper, well, it's just one of those things you just can't unsee. But what's it like inside?
The car's absolutely ram-packed full of technology now. You got all these wonderful things like being able to stream the music directly from your phone. You've got an app that you can set the temperature on and indeed lock and unlock the car. And you've got these very funky looking LED lights within the door panels here. And if that's not enough, you've got your own intelligent personal assistant, which basically means you can ask it anything you like, such as, "Hey BMW,
hello, what can I help you with?"
I'm actually quite cold."
Oh, I am raising the temperature and activating your seat heating, so it will be warmer shortly.
Thanks.
And that's not the only piece of hands-free tech it has up its sleeve. Allow me to demonstrate.
So this feature, you know, it's very, very clever. So if I'm driving down this lane and I'm going left and I'm going right and I'm dodging all these potholes and pulling into my garage here, and then I realise, actually, I've got to go back again, or I've met another car coming the other way. Very simply, put it into reverse, click on reversing assistant, and then let your hands off the wheel. All I'm doing now is my pedals, so brake and accelerator, and it will retrace my exact route back. So avoiding anything that I was trying to avoid on the way here, it's doing exactly that. It is absolutely fantastic, and it really does avoid everything. It's just like magic.
But is this really what we should be talking about in a BMW hot hatch? I know the straight 6 power plant is gone, but it's been replaced by BMW's most powerful 4-cylinder engine ever, a 2-litre turbo making 306 horsepower. 0 to 62 takes 4.8 seconds. Top speed is a frankly irrelevant 155 miles an hour. The point is, these are still serious numbers. So what's the problem?
You know, the previous generation 1 Series provided something really unique and special over the likes of Audi and Mercedes, being a rear-wheel drive car. But the thing to remember is, even with all the changes that BMW have made, is that while they become maybe less attractive to the hardcore petrol head, for the vast majority of people that will buy the 1 Series, it's created a far better overall package. This car's safer to drive, it's got a bigger boot, it's got more room in the cabin, it's got a far more economical engine. And let's face it, most people don't really drive to the supermarket with their tyres smoking and pulling in sideways into the car park. So when you think about it, for the wider public, this is a much more attractive proposition. I sound disappointed with this, and I guess I am in a way, because it's fast, it's solid, it's dependable, you know it's never going to let you down, but a hot hatch needs to be a little bit shouty, a little bit aggressive, and a hot hatch really needs to put a big smile on your face, and I don't quite know whether this ticks that box.
So where else could you take your 35 and a bit thousand pounds? For that money, Mercedes will sell you an A35 AMG. For a bit more, there's the Volkswagen Golf R or the new Audi S3. All are worth a look. None, though, will feel as sweet as the 1 Series of old.